Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Simon and I'm delighted to be joined by Pip after over a year.
We think it's been over a year.
I mean, you've been like on blogs and stuff.
Yeah, but not done a Crime Time YouTube video.
No, because this is Crime Time. So for those of you who are new to the channel, Pip and I have known each other for now 7 years, 8 years?
Yeah.
9 years maybe even.
2015 was it?
Oh, that's not that long.
Okay.
8 years. So 8 years. And we both love crime. I haven't read very much actually recently, and I think that's because you're a good instigator.
Yeah.
You're a crime instigator, not an investigator, an instigator. That's what she is. We haven't done this for like a year, but we used to have quite regular catch-ups over what we'd read, but also we'd read a book together that everyone could join in with, which is what we're going to bring back. We haven't decided if it's going to be quarterly or every 2 months. What is the difference? That's double the space. Or is it every 3 months quarterly? I can't do my maths. It's 3 months, isn't it?
It's every 3 months.
So I think that would be good.
Yeah.
And then you're definitely going to get a carbonara.
Every 3 months.
Well, actually, you're getting a pizza today.
I am, but that's equally as good.
Yeah, well, you haven't tried it yet.
True,
so
yeah,
let's see how that
terrible.
goes. We're not doing any of that. The boys are doing that
Don't be so
outside.
silly.
So, and actually, I can say our husbands are doing that outside. Because Pip...
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So we thought before we tell you about like what crime Pip's been reading, I've read one crime book that I want to tell her about, and then we talk about what books Pip's looking forward to and what our pick for the next Crime Time will be. Wow.
So many ways.
We'd have a catch up about just what's been going on. I mean, I know, but actually even some vlogs when we've been together, we haven't always filmed because we've just not been able to catch up so much.
Yeah.
Or when we do, it's like we just want to catch up.
Yeah.
Because, number one thing, wedding. Pip got married.
I did get married in New York on the 21st of April. So it feels like a long time ago now, but it really wasn't. And then we had our lovely wedding party last Friday. Which
Happily ever after
Mr.
party.
Savage was there.
I was a star guest.
He was. Maid of honour. With the dress.
Sean would have been furious if I was maid of honour. That's Pip's sister, who is also like a sister to me now, because I feel now, after your hen do and your wedding, I'm now part of the family.
Literally, yeah.
I've met nearly all of your aunties.
Everyone.
Most of your cousins.
And now all of my cousins, uncles, everyone at the party.
And they're all really lovely.
Everyone knows
really,
you.
really lovely. So, yeah. And New York wedding.
Yes.
I was very upset because I really, really wanted to go. And actually, I did really well because when I knew when it was, I could have been tempted to flown out.
I did think there was going to be a moment where you just pop out from behind a bush.
Can you imagine your mum would have been furious?
Yeah, my mum would have been furious.
Not because she didn't like me.
No.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Mum.
But no, there was a point where I was like, I just want to go back to New York anyway.
Yeah, it was that would have been a good reason to go.
Yeah.
You could have been our witness.
Oh, now all this is being offered to me. So why New York?
Well, I've only ever been once before and I just fell in love with it last time I went. Andy, my husband, had never been before.
Have you got used to saying that yet?
No, it's really weird. I feel like I'm about 63. It's not wrong with being 63, but...
I do think it's, I don't know, it gives you that real grown-up feel.
Yeah, it's made me feel like a really proper grown-up.
Yeah, but also, actually, you say you're like 63 thinking that. We're both like 95 in a lot of ways. We like to be in bed by 10.
Yeah, with
apart
a cup
from
of
when
tea.
Love Island's on. And
especially when it's extended.
Oh yeah. Oh, it plays havoc with my sleep patterns. But also like your Hendy was so perfectly you because we met and we had like that really lovely afternoon tea, made headdresses, and then had a little break, had dinner.
You had a disco, no?
Yeah, no, I didn't. Chris did.
Oh, you know, Chris
I
did.
just came back and read for a little bit, but then we went and had a really, really nice dinner. And it was done by 10.
Yeah, 10 o'clock in bed. Lovely. My kind of night.
It was lovely. And then so New York was just because you loved it.
Yeah, I just loved it, and I think we'd always wanted to do something like that, something small scale, because it was just me and Auntie that went to New York. And it was just perfect. And then we had a lovely holiday after it as well. So we got married and then had 9 days in New York.
And then you had your lovely party. And then you're going to go off on honeymoon.
Yeah,
proper,
in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of...
Yeah.
Oh, this will probably go live after you've been.
Oh, I'm in Greece now.
No one can hunt you down. They might try. I might try. Might turn up there.
Oh, yeah, you're
out the
up
pool.
with that one as
popping
well.
up out the pool.
Yeah.
There he is. But the other big thing that you worked on which like I think people will probably know if they've been watching for a while because I've been weighing on about how proud I am. But like Eurovision,
yes,
not a little thing.
Not a little thing. Just kind of was looking after Eurovision with Culture Liverpool in Liverpool, and then got married at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was a really busy time, but it was amazing.
Yeah, it was bonkers, I imagine.
It was so busy, and I think it's only now when you sit back and think about it, it's like, oh my god. But at the time, you're just in it, and it's just exciting.
What was your highlight?
Oof, highlight. Do you know what? I think it was actually getting to go to the grand final. I was luckily able to go and watch it in the arena. And I think that was the first time, because I was there not in a work capacity, I was there just to enjoy it, that I sat and enjoyed the show and like reflected on it all, because obviously I'd been part of it from when we were bidding. So the last kind of like 7 months just been such a whirlwind. So I think I was just, I could probably sit back and reflect, and I was like, wow.
And also, Pip, like, it was great. So you did some radio stuff for it.
Yeah.
You did some of the promo videos, and you got kind of like this little fan club, because people were even petitioning, and I know this through Instagram, people were like petitioning for you to hold the flag.
Oh yeah, someone said, because I did a few like voiceover stuff as well, so it's just my lovely voice. And there was like people saying that I should have been the official like voiceover for the flag parade and stuff. I mean, it didn't happen, so whatever. But
I think that some stuff was Mel C, wasn't it?
It was Mel C, so you know what? I'll let her have it. It's okay. I'm not
just
quite
a Spice Girl, just a Spice Girl, no big deal. But no, I was super duper proud of you, because, and also I know how bloody well hard you worked like for the bid. But also what was lovely was, I can tell this story, I can't like that. I found out a tiny bit before it was announced, but only like minutes.
Yeah.
Because Bit was like, we're not going to get it, and I was going, no, I feel like you
convinced.
will. And I was absolutely convinced Liverpool would. And then Pip suddenly messaged me and said, I think you'll really want to watch the one show in about 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, they won.
So it didn't actually, I was just saying, you know, it might be a really great show to watch. And then, ta-da, I was there.
There she was.
There I was.
So that is why there hasn't been a crime time for a while, because also last year I was off doing story trails and never at home and getting burnout. So yeah, and then this year you've been utterly bonkers, and there's also been hay and stuff. So, but
what's going on?
Things look a little bit clearer now.
Yes.
Although that said, you have got River of Light.
Yeah, we've got River of Light coming up, which we're a little bit behind on because of Eurovision, but it's all fine.
But for people who don't know what River of Light is, what is it?
So River of Light is a 10-day light art trail across Liverpool waterfront, and it's just really amazing light artworks from around Europe and the world, and you can come with friends and family, walk around and just have a lovely time in the winter. And
Pip gets to like commission the artists and all that kind of stuff, and it is amazing because you end up doing this amazing trail around.
Yeah, it's a
Liverpool.
nice night out, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. And it started off from being just this massive firework display, which I worked on way back in the day. I won't say what the hashtag for that was because people didn't really love it. But now I think it's become like this really cool illuminated light thing.
Yeah, it's gotten really popular. I think there's loads, like it was quite big in Europe, and now across the UK there's loads more popping up. But I feel like we were a little bit ahead of it, so we've already managed to get a bit of a good following. Anyway, let's get to books. Yes. So I've only read, can you believe this, one crime novel this year. Well, that's upsetting. I'm actually shocked. Yeah. I don't know if I read that many last year either. You've read quite a few, and you've picked two that you've read to chat about. Yes. So do you want to chat about one of those first, then I'll talk about my one, then you can talk about your other one. Sounds good. So the first one I want to chat about, which I read at the start of the year, was Hostage by Claire Mackintosh. I can't believe I've still not read this. So I think I've talked about Claire Mackintosh books quite a lot on the channel. We've interviewed Claire Mackintosh in Waterstones in Liverpool. This is called Hostage, and it's about a flight attendant called Marina, who is going to be on the first ever direct flight from London to Australia. And things don't go quite as planned, and it's kind of split between Mina's experience on the plane and her family back at home where something's going on. You can tell she's been doing more TV and stuff. Look at her, she's absolutely proud. Earlier she's going, I don't know what I'm going to say, and then, oh, it's there, it's back. It's coming to me. I really enjoyed it. I think it's like classic Claire Mackintosh, like really fast paced, like just page turner that you can't put down. Will it put you off going on a plane? I'm not going to lie, I made a point of reading it when I didn't have any upcoming flights in the near future, because it was like back in January, so before New York. And is that what you'd recommend people do, is like not read it on a plane? Yeah, I mean, yeah, each to their own, but for me, I definitely wouldn't read a book. Ooh, my bookmark's fallen out, which I think you got me. Did I?
I don't remember that one, but maybe.
Anyway.
Maybe I didn't.
So
But
yeah,
I'll take the credit for it. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. So maybe not if you're, you know, due to go on a flight. Maybe definitely a flight to Australia.
But definitely like an unputdownable.
Yeah, page turner.
What would you give it out of 5?
I'd give it a good 4.
That's solid.
Yeah,
We
4
like
out of 5.
Which is what I would give the one that I think you need to read this actually. This is the proof edition. It's out in hardback now, but I know that you prefer a paperback to a hardback anyway. So when it comes out in paperback, I'll get you this. It's the other half by Charlotte Vassell. Now I have to say this cover, and I feel bad because I've mentioned this a few times on this channel, I wouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah, it's the bottle. It's the wine bottle.
But I did an event with her at West Kirby Bookshop. Honestly, this was so good. So it starts off with the murder. You don't know who's done it. The next thing you end up in a McDonald's in, I want to say Kentish. Yeah, to Kentish Town. I remembered it. Where basically these really rich people have hired the top floor of McDonald's to put on this amazing party. Oh. But yet they're also having cheeseburgers and all the things that you have at McDonald's.
Sounds like the dream.
And you realise as you're getting to know this character Clemmy that everybody there could potentially have disappeared at some point to kill this person. As it goes on, you realise that this girl has been, you know, she's part of this really posh group that have all been together at university and there's lots of secrets between them. So you find out all the secrets slowly but surely. But also it's got one of the best detectives I've read in ages. And even the detective who's called, I want to get this right, Caius Beauchamp. It sounds like they're really posh, but actually it looks at where that name comes from and you realise that there's lots about names in here and there's lots about, like I said, race issues. It also really looks at the police in quite an unflinching way, but I just couldn't stop reading it and it's got a really, really good sense of humour.
So it's not just a typical crime,
no.
There's lots of other themes in
it. Yeah, and it's not in any way, that to me says sort of...
Yeah, that book, the cover doesn't scream what you've just said to me.
That screams a little bit to me, The Only Way is Essex.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. And it's nothing like that. So I hope with the paperback they change the cover. But I would definitely recommend you read that one. And also I'm thrilled because I love the detective so much. I really fancied him. I did. Oh no, he's hot. He's like a really hot detective. Make like a series of it? But they're making a second. She's already writing a second one. And I think this will end up being a TV series. So yeah. That would be good. Anyway, there's that one. So what is the other book that you have read that you want to recommend?
I've literally just finished like 2 days ago.
I love this.
Have you read it? Which is Paula Hawkins, A Slow Fire Burn. I love Paula Hawkins, so I'm shocked that it took me so long to read it. I got it, as you can see, a little, it was a January purchase, I think, and I was saying to Simon earlier, I've been terrible with being so busy that I've only just kind of got back into reading
but
it.
But that's not like, I don't think we should ever be ashamed of that. Sometimes we're just too busy, we're just too busy.
I know, and actually I really enjoyed it. So it was one of them where I started it like kind of pre-Eurovision and then had to get back into it the last kind of week or so. But I picked right back up where I left off, so it was easy to pick up again. But yeah, so this is about 3 women essentially who are connected by a crime. And it's from a few different people's viewpoints. One, you've read it so I can talk to you about it, but the character on the narrowboat, whose name I've forgotten.
Oh, I can't remember. I read it ages
Miriam.
ago. But yeah. Oh!
Yeah.
My sister's name. I should have remembered that.
It's quite an interesting character. But yeah, again, it was just a typical Paula Hawkins, similar to Claire. That's why I like both of them. They're very fast-paced. There's a lot of characters in it, but I didn't struggle to keep up with who the characters were. I feel like they were all like characterised really well. So as soon as you were in a chapter about from their point of view, you could instantly get back into that character's
I think she's great. I think they've all been really good. Like the other one, Into the Water.
Into the Water,
yeah. I thought that was brilliant. It had so many characters.
With the kind of witch theme.
That was brilliant. Yeah. This I thought was just really kind of played with your presumptions and your expectations a lot as well. I thought it was fab. That's a fabulous recommendation. You've got 2 books that you want to read in the future. Do you want to talk about those? And then I will share what our pick for the next crime time is.
Sticking on the crime theme, I've got this one, which is It Ends at Midnight by Harriet Tyce. So I've not actually read Blood Orange, have you?
I have. Oh. I didn't like it, but not because it's a badly written book. The subject matter is something that I have had in my, not personally me, but like somebody has died from in my life and I really struggled with it because I have really mixed feelings about it. We'll talk about that off camera.
Have you read this one? No. So this one is, as I say, I've not read Blood Orange, but this one appealed to me more, to be honest, in terms of what it was about. So I feel like we've picked one for crime time with a similar premise in that it's set around New Year's Eve, or I've read one.
I'm gonna have to think
Because when I
about
read The Blurb, I did have to second guess whether I'd already read it. But it just turns out I'd read another book about New Year's Eve. It's based around New Year's Eve. There's a big party. And
I've just spotted Edinburgh. I like Edinburgh as a
set
setting.
in Edinburgh, so it's around Hogmanay. Hogmanay?
I want to say Hootenanny. That's completely wrong.
That's Jules Holland's show. Yeah.
On Hogmanay.
On Hogmanay. Yeah, that's it. And it's a party, and then people start dying one by one. So it's a bit of a whodunit. But I've definitely read a book set around New Year's Eve before.
Did we read, I feel like it's got a deer on the cover.
Yeah.
Pine
in Woods. Pine
in Woods.
Anyway, this one, when I just kind of felt like one that I'd read.
I like the cover. I like
the
candle
and I like
thing
the cover.
going on.
I was just drawn to it, and it was another little.
And I've spotted the next one, and the next one,
right,
I do think it's not a crime book, but it reads like a thriller.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's really propulsive.
So I feel like I'm so behind the times only just reading this. It's Daisy Jones and the Six. I've always wanted to read it and just never got round to it. Probably because we all know I love crime, and I didn't think it screamed crime.
No, but I bet you'll.
Yeah, I like the fast pace.
Yeah, I honestly believe that Taylor Jenkins Reid has some sort of, she writes like literary crack.
Yeah, okay.
Not that I've actually done real crack, just to clarify, because you can't stop reading it. And it's interesting, me and Chris have read that book, and we've got very different opinions on it.
Oh, interesting.
But have you watched the TV show?
No, so that's what spurred me on, because it's been on my to-read list for so long, and then lots of people are raving about the TV show.
I have thoughts on the TV show. I liked it.
So, but I'm one of those people that I want to read the book before I watch a film or watch a series. So I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to pick this up next now that I've finished Paula Hawkins, because I feel like it will be a fast read.
Oh yeah.
I did scan it a little bit. Like, I haven't read it, but I scanned kind of to see. I do that a lot. I'm a big fan of small chapters. But that doesn't stop me reading something, because I think not a lot of books have small chapters. I
like a small chapter.
So
generally, I don't like books without any chapters. They can bog off.
No.
I
think it's because I read on the train, so if it's a small chapter, I feel like I can get more in.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So fingers crossed, it's good.
Well, I do have another. Well, no, is this a crime or like a thriller? But also, it's going to be interesting because I know you're funny about settings. So we've read some authors before where you've just been like, the setting can absolutely do one.
Really, just like make or break it.
Which one was it?
It was The Dry.
Oh yeah.
It was, yeah, and it was set in like obviously the desert in Australia, wasn't it? And I don't know why, and it's obviously hot, and I know that's literally the point of it, but it made me like, as I was reading it, like,
That's the technical term.
Yeah, it made me, Yeah.
Well, we're going to be reading a book set in Mexico.
Ooh.
This is Sylvia and Moreno-Garcia, and this is meant to be like a proper noir.
Oh, okay.
Like a proper old school crimey thriller. I'm going to read the blurb, which I never do on this channel usually, but I will. So Mexico in the 1970s is a dangerous country, even for mate? How would you say that? Maita. A secretary who spends her life seeking the romance found in cheap comic books and ignoring the activists protesting around the city. When her next door neighbour, the beautiful art student Lenora, disappears under suspicious circumstances, Maita finds herself searching for the missing woman and journeying deeper into Leonora's secret life of student radicals and dissidents. Mexico in the 1970s is a politically fraught land, even for Elvis, a goon with a passion for rock and roll who knows more about kidney smashing than intrigue. When Elvis is assigned... Oh God, the blurb goes on. We've read the book. When Elvis is assigned to find Leonora, he begins a blood-soaked search for the woman and his soul. Swirling in parallel trajectories, Maita and Elvis attempt to discover the truth hidden behind Leonora's disappearance, encountering hitmen, government agents and Russian spies. Ooh. Because Mexico in the 1970s is a noir where life is cheap and the price of truth is high.
Oh, okay.
Well, we have read that book now, so...
So, yeah, that was good.
It's quite... And now I'm just checking it's got short chapters.
I mean, it doesn't put me off.
Oh, it has!
Oh, okay.
Like, you're looking at, like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're looking good.
So, I'm trying to work it out. It's now... When this goes live, it'll be July. So, July, August, September.
Yeah.
We will be coming back together to read this. so that Pip can also have a carbonara or pizza, depending on how the pizza goes today.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you can join us for chat, either sending us comments in advance, or we'll work it out. I mean, we could even try and be brave and do a live, but that involves sitting in front of my laptop or computer, which is a bit of a faff depending on the lighting. But we'll work it out anyway. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to join in with us, that'd be lovely. This will be my second Sylvia Moreno-Garcia, because I read Gods of Jade and Shadow earlier this year. She writes, every different book is a different genre. So Gods of Jade and Shadow is like fantasy.
Yeah, I was just looking at the other
Mexican
ones on the
Gothic's like a gothic novel. I think The Beautiful Ones is all about class and a bit of a romance. And then Certain Dark Things is sci-fi. So
I was going to say, yeah, it looks like sci-fi.
yeah, so, and then this is her like thriller noir. So I thought it'd be quite a good one to try.
Nice, yeah.
So there we go. Pip is back. We'll be back in September. If there's any crime books you would recommend to both of us, that'd be fab. Especially, actually, at some point on my Patreon book club, we're going to do a crime novel, but the first in a series, and I might get Pip to join us for that. So, yeah, if you've got any, like, first in a series, I've not started a new series for ages.
No, I've not actually.
And I quite fancy it.
Yeah, I like a series. I'm trying to think when the last one I read was. I actually can't remember.
Oh. It sounds like somebody's being murdered outside. Oh no, it's a dog. Anyway, on that note, we're going to go. But I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.